Yo, what's up guys? This is the WHADAFUNK Stories vlog, and on this episode, I'm going to teach you guys how to make your own custom DIY pocket t-shirt. So I'm going to teach you the steps from cutting the fabric, sewing the fabric, and even sewing the fabric on the shirt, as well as a little bonus step at the end. But get ready and stay tuned right now. Also, we've made this tutorial in the past, but we're revamping it and we're trying to do an updated version for you guys. So check it out. This is the old one right here, and this is the new one. Here we go. Alright guys, so these are the materials you're going to need to start off. So you're going to need some fabric. We got this cool fabric print right here. This is really dope. I really love this design. We got the fabric, we got pins for the sewing machine, you need a pencil, got a scissor. Shout out to my grandmother, she used to sew as well. This is her old scissors. And we need some cardboard. So I wanted to show you, you just use some cardboard. I got this like oatmeal thing. And then we have the most important part right here, the template. So the template we're going to have on our website, you'll be able to download it. I'll put the link in the description. You'll just save it to your computer and print it out and use this template. Also, the most important thing right here, the sewing machine. Alright, so this is the sewing machine that we have. In case you wanted to know, we have a Brother LX 2375. So once you got your template printed out, make sure you do not scale to size for printing. Make sure you print it as is. So right now we're just going to cut out these two templates and then go from there. So that's what we're doing. Alright, so now we have our two templates cut out. I'm going to show you how to use these. We're going to trace it on the cardboard and then we're going to cut it out on the cardboard. So I'll show you guys that right now. See, that's why I want to use something from home that, you know, you could just use whatever. I like using a thin piece of cardboard is actually better, so you could push it down on the fabric easier. So here, I'll show you what we're going to use these templates for after we cut them out. So here we go. Let's trace this real quick and then cut it out on the cardboard. Alright, we're going to trace it along this cardboard right now. This is to cut the fabric template, so we're going to cut this out of the cardboard right now, and this is for the template of the fabric, actual fabric. So we'll put that one to the side, and then we have the smaller cutout. This is to fold the edges of the fabric. So we're going to make this another little template out of the cardboard. Alright, so we got them both set up, the template set up now. Now we're going to cut them out with the scissors. Just cut along the edges, and then I'll explain more about these templates after we're done cutting. And I'll tell you exactly how we're going to use them. Here's a smaller template. Now we're going to cut the bigger one. Alright guys, so we have our two templates cut out. We have both templates, the small one and the big one, cut out on the cardboard, and I'm going to show you exactly how we're going to use them to make the pockets from the fabric right now. Let's go. Alright, so let's show you guys what these are for. So this template right here is to cut your fabric. So we're going to trace this template on the fabric, and that's what we're going to use to be cutting the fabric. This template right here is what we're going to fold the edges of the fabric with this template. So we're going to draw on the fabric again with both of these templates, and I'll show you that right now. So we have our big piece of fabric, we're opening it up, we're going to lay it out like this on the reverse side because this is the side we're going to be tracing on. You don't want to have to trace on this side just yet and mark it up. So we're going to trace on this side. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to take our big template right here, we're going to lay this right here, and we're just going to trace an outline of this template right here. You could use a colored pencil or the regular pencil, and then we're going to cut that out. You hold it down tight, and you just trace it. You could use a pencil, colored pencil, anything you got really. I'm trying to make this so you guys could do this at home yourselves. Hold it down tight so the fabric doesn't move too much. There you go. Now we have our outline. Now we're going to take our scissors and we're going to cut out this outline right here. So now we have the fabric cut out from the big square. Now we're ready to use the smaller square and make another outline. I'll show you how to do that right now. We're going to flip this over first, and we're going to do the same thing that we did on the last one, where we just trace out the outline, try and line up the points right here, and try and get it, as centered as possible, and then we outline it again. We don't cut it this time. I'm going to show you what we do this time. We're going to be pinning it, but I'm going to show you why we need the outline. Here we go, we got our outline, smaller outline right there. We're just gonna pin it, and I'll show you how we're gonna do that right now. This is simple and easy and DIY. We got our pins right here. We're gonna take our pins and we're just gonna fold along the line that we made of the smaller square, and we're gonna pin it down. And then after that, we're gonna sew it. Some people like to iron it. You could iron it to make the creases fold down better. Honestly, your best bet is probably to iron this first. Make it a lot easier for you guys, especially if you're just learning how to do this. Or you could just pin it down and just send it. So we're gonna pin it down and just send it. So here we go, let's pin it down right now, and I'll show you guys how to do that. We're just gonna take our pin, pin it along the edge, just like that. I like to use a lot of pins, make sure it's nice. And this is gonna be the shape of our pocket, so make sure you do this nice and straight. So here we go, pin it down, and just keep going along, and then I'll show you what to do after that. So here we go, just pin along, and then we'll do the same for this side, and so on. So here, I'll show you how to do it. The corner is a little tricky, but it's okay. Make sure you just pin that corner, and then you're good to go. And then right here, it's gonna be a little tricky at the corner. You're just gonna fold over the other side, just like that, and we're going to pin the corner like we did before. Just like that. And you see it like that. Now we have the corner pinned. We're going to pin it. And perfect. Look at that. And then we'll just sew along there when it's time. Alright, so now we are done. Everything's all pinned up. This is what your pocket's going to look like. And then now we're just going to sew along the edges on the inside. I'll show you how it's done. This is what it should look like right now, all pinned up, ready to go. It looks crazy, but that's just how it's got to look sometimes. There we go. And then you could fix it up if you need to fix the corners. You could always fix that, change it around, then you keep it going. Now it's time for sewing. Hope you guys are excited for this part right here. We have our pocket right here, and now we're going to sew a machine and turn this machine on. Got our pocket right here. We're ready to start sewing. Hopefully you know how to sew. If you do not know how to sew, we actually have another tutorial video teaching you guys how to sew, and we'll put that right there so you guys can check it out. So hopefully you know how to sew. If you don't know how to sew, we made another tutorial video how to sew on our channel, so go check that out if you don't know how to sew. We're going to sew along the edges, all around here, all around there, and all around the entire thing. Alright, here we go. Try and make this as neat as possible because we're using black thread. And you're going to be able to see it on the other side. So start off nice and slow. Make sure to backstitch. And hopefully you know how to sew. Alright guys, so we got it all sewed up right now. It's ready to go. And now we're just going to take these pins off and then show you what we got. So let's remove all these pins. is what we got right now. Don't worry, it's not done yet. Just wait. Here we go. Cut out the extra thread, of course. And there we go, guys. This is what we got right now. This is your pocket. I told you we're going to do something special, and I'm going to tell you guys what that is right now. What we're doing special for our pocket, we want to switch it up. We want to make it a little bit better because we always like want to advance our stuff. So here we are. This is what we're going to do. We're going to be printing this logo right here onto here right before, before we put it on the shirt. So this is the bonus footage. This is not needed. I just want to show you guys what we're doing. We're printing this design on here. I'll show you that right now. And then after that, I'm going to show you guys how to sew this pocket onto your shirt. Footage we printed on the pockets. So a little tip, if you're going to be printing on your pockets, make sure you cut the fabric out first before you start sewing it. I just wanted to say that, but if you're actually printing on the fabric, but if not, don't worry about that step. I just want to show you guys the bonus footage of that. So here it is, ready to go. So I'm going to show you guys how to size it, where the placement's going to be on the shirt. So what you do is you line up the top right here and you go down about 3 inches. You get your ruler, you measure it down about 3 inches down, and about 2.5 to 3, depending on the size of the shirt. This is a size small shirt, so you try and get it a little bit away from there. And they sell templates, and they have templates so you could actually use this, but I like to just eyeball it and just send it. So here we go. Set it right there, and then you're going to pin it right there. Alright guys, so when you're pinning this, make sure you're not pinning it to the back of the shirt. Pull up the front of the shirt and make sure you're not pinning it straight to the back, because that's a mistake that sometimes you'll be able to make. So lift up in between the shirt and make sure you're pinning it just to the front. If you pin it to the back, you're going to have a problem. Take your pins, you just pin it around all the edges, like that. As many pins as you think you may need. So now you got it all pinned up, and what we're going to do is we're going to sew along the edges right here, right there, and we're not going to sew along the top. Make sure you do not sew along the top. So here we go. We're going to put this in the sewing machine, and make sure you don't sew through the back as well. That's another common problem. So put it through the sewing machine. Got to put the whole shirt through. Make sure you only sew in the front, like I said. So now we're gonna sew the pocket onto the shirt. Make sure you don't sew it to the back of the shirt, okay? So that's a very important tip right there. Make sure you put the shirt through the sewing machine, the front and the back, so you don't feel you're not sewing through the back of the shirt. And we're gonna sew along the edges right here, right here, right here. And make sure you do not sew along the top. That's also very, very important. Otherwise, you're not gonna have a pocket. Off, cut the extra thread, and we're going to show you our pocket shirt. Make sure you cut the inside thread too on the inside of the shirt as well. Alright guys, so here it is, finished and complete. As you see, we sewed around the edges right here, all along the edges, just like that, just like that. Don't get the top. And then right here we're finished. Check it out one last time. Here's the details. Alright guys, so now we have our WHADAFUNK pocket t-shirt ready to go. And if you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I'll help you out as much as I can and answer any questions you have. Shout out you guys for watching the video. I truly appreciate it. If you liked the video, hit that thumbs up and make sure you subscribe for more videos like this. And check it out one last time, our DIY pocket t-shirt. Thanks so much, guys.